Are we ready?
That was it. Hang on.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that was it.
Whenever you're ready.
Hold on a minute. I'm taking a selfie. Hold on. Yeah. Today we have Captain Langford here from the SBA shop, and he's going to go over the different fittings and talk about how they actually integrate in with our pack. So, Captain, thank you for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me. Want to take a quick minute to kind of give a report out of the air shop and give a little update on the air packs. Looks like we will be next year, probably summertime, hopefully, getting our new wireframes where we can get all of ops on board with the same thing and not be running several different models and pressures and size of bottles and all that stuff. So with that being said, our new RIT Pack fast attacks that are on all of our aerial apparatus right now, they are 5,500 PSI. They are a 45-minute bottle. They do have a special end on them just to help with confusion right now while we're in this, so they don't get put on an air pack. They have a 90-degree valve in them versus the 120. Also, it doesn't have the hanger like you use for your air pack. Just to keep from any mix-ups. If one of these did get on your air pack, it would just vent off and you'd be fine, but just to keep that from happening. So our new RIT Pack fast attacks have two pouches. They don't have any pockets like the Chiefs cars used to. The T-handle for your high pressure side and the ball handle is for the low pressure side. It has just a plain simple gauge for your pressure, and it does not have electronics. There's no batteries, so there's no lights or anything like that. Your low air alarm is a whistle, and it's located right here, versus where it used to be like our air packs in the console where it had all the lights and electronic sounds. This is more of a train style whistle.
And what's one of the reasons that we really did not want an alarm on our RIT Pack?
Really, it's just, it's less to deal with.
Yep.
That's one of the main things that causes problems in our the RIT Packs. The bigger RIT Pack 3 is batteries. When you keep batteries in there for a year's time, they ended up getting corroded and just causing all sorts of other problems.
Yep.
So getting away from electronics is a lot better.
Absolutely.
So, and so once you get into the high pressure side where the T-handle's at, what's going to be located there is your single stage pressure reducer. That's where it's going to tie in to your bottle here where your CGA connection is. And then this hose here, which is the stiffer of the two, it is the RIC UAC connection. It's also going to come out that side also. And then on your low pressure ball side, you're going to have your low pressure hose that comes out here to a small little, we like to call it a Christmas tree, to where your mask connects here, your RIT mask with your face piece for it. Right now, we have station 35 and station 33. They have 2018 standard packs, so they have the rectus fitting on them. That's what the just the bigger one is. All the other companies that have are a Hansen. This was a big thing that happened in 2018. The Hansen was a Scott thing, and then everybody else wanted to go with the rectus. So they lost, and that's where we're at. So once we get our new packs, we will be able to take these off, put plugs back in them, and it'll make this a little more sleek and easier to pack in here. But until then, this is what we have. Going over that connection, this is one thing that takes a little practice, but is probably one of my favorite options when it comes to connecting into RIT Pack to other packs, is on this, when you try to use these, if you just try to pull, it's not going to come apart. If you try to just pull the collar with one side and pull apart, it's not going to work. You have to push these together. I like to use my index and my thumb, push them together, grab it, and push it apart, and it comes apart. So when you do that, it just takes a little practice. It's a lot easier to do once you practice and using your gloves. But that's an option when you come to connect there. The face pieces are the RIT style. They have no nose cone in them. They're pretty basic, got some big D-loops, just like our old ones did for when you put those on.
Can you talk a little bit about one of the ways that we pack this? As you can already tell, this face piece is already, the rubber's already started pushing in a little bit. When you pack this in your pack, if you will open this up,
Turn it.
and, oh, sorry, go ahead. I got it right here. And
You'll set it in there like that. It'll allow that rubber to kind of take place to set in, and it won't get any memory in it, and it'll hold it to the side.
Perfect.
So when you go to put it on, it won't be crinkled up in the side of their face.
Yep. So what are some different options? Say we get in there and we have a down firefighter. We have different options. The new bottles will not have the buddy breathing so that's completely gone. But what are the other options we have as far as regulator, mask, and how are we going to use this?
So really the main, and like Lieutenant Ramsey will describe when 13s comes out, really every situation is going to dictate what option you're going to use. But one of the first options is if they're massive damage, you're going to be using the full face piece, pulling off, putting on, just like you would in yourself. The second option, if their face piece is good that you can determine, you could just click in like this.
Yep.
Second option, or the third option, you can leave this connected, and you could unconnect where their face piece is already connected and plug in here. Or as a last option, which it's a pretty easy option, is on the high pressure side where the T-handle's located, your RIT UAC connection. This is something that we had never really talked about or taught about, but it's used in a lot of our mutual aid companies. They use it. This pack is about $2,900 as it sits, and this one little connection that unscrews right there is $1,800. So it's something that you want to practice with a lot, but be careful when you do, because that little pin in there is pretty easy to bend. If once I would practice without any gloves or just looking at it first. But the main thing is getting that pin lined up without bending it sideways or anything like this. Getting it lined up, and it's just a simple push. And what's going to happen if you don't have your bottle already on? You turn it on, and it's going to equalize between the two. It's not going to fill this bottle to 4,500 psi. It will just equalize, and then you can, just like the other air connection, push down, pull up, and pull out.
Yep.
And then you can, and once that equalizes, gets whatever pressure, if that alarm starts going back off, you can connect back and give them a little more air.
Yep. And another thing to think about, if you're not carrying webbing in your bunker pants, if you wanted to have some smaller pieces of webbing, they're low profile, you can slide them in here beside your bottle just so that you can have something to carry with, okay? This is the one I carry in our bag, or in our RIT bag, and you can just fold it up and set it right here for drags and carries, okay? The next part of this we're gonna go over with 13s, we're gonna go over some different drags, actually hooking this up to a down firefighter and go over the different techniques. Good?
Good.
Awesome.